It was supposed to be a peaceful retreat, just me and the wilderness. I'd been working non-stop, and my therapist suggested a solo hiking trip through the Smoky Mountains. I chose a secluded trail that no one else would likely venture down, where the only sound you hear is the wind in the trees and the occasional bird call. I arrived at the trail and saw that I was the only one there. No cars, no noise, just mountain air. It was late afternoon and I set off with a small backpack, eager for some solitude. The leaves were turning and the trail was quiet. By the time I reached the fire lookout station, the sun was sinking, casting long, eerie shadows across the landscape. I made camp right outside, setting up my tent. As darkness settled in, the mountain fog rolled in, thick and heavy, so dense that I could barely see the end of the trail. It felt like something in the atmosphere had shifted. I remember lying in my tent, hearing the gentle sway of the trees in the wind, when a strange sound reached my ears. It started as a subtle crunching noise, like someone stepping on dry leaves, but this was different. It was too deliberate, too slow. I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It wasn't an animal, it wasn't the wind. Someone or something was moving through the fog, coming closer to my camp. I stayed frozen, trying not to make a sound, holding my breath as I listened. The noise stopped for a moment, then started again, closer this time. I tried to tell myself it was just an animal, maybe a deer or a bear, but deep down I knew it wasn't. Bears don't move that carefully, they don't stalk their prey like this. Then I heard it, the sound of my own voice. Hello, hello, hello. It echoed through the fog. My breath caught in my throat. The voice was exactly the same as mine, but it wasn't me. I had not spoken. I lay there, trying to comprehend what was happening. The fog pressed against my tent, muffling all other sounds, but that voice, it didn't belong to me. I hadn't said a word. Hello, hello, it repeated with a slight, mocking tone. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I tried to convince myself it was the wind or some trick of the fog, but deep down I knew it wasn't. Is someone there? I whispered, my voice barely above a murmur. A chill ran through me as the voice answered, again in my own exact tone. Is someone there? I immediately felt a sense of dread that I can't describe. A deep, primal fear settled in my chest. I had to get out of there. I grabbed my flashlight, shaking, and peeked outside the tent. I saw nothing but thick fog and shadows, no sign of anyone. I called out, my voice shaking, "Who's out there?" Silence. Then the whisper, soft, almost a breath. "Found you." I bolted upright, heart racing. I could feel something or someone was just on the other side of the fog, watching me. I grabbed my stuff in a frantic panic and scrambled toward the fire lookout, running through the thick fog, my flashlight cutting through the haze. The footsteps were right behind me, the scraping, dragging sound of something moving in the fog. I tripped over the roots, my knees slamming into the cold, wet ground. I didn't care. I pushed myself up and kept running. I couldn't hear the footsteps anymore, but I could feel its presence. It was like something was breathing down my neck, just out of sight, taunting me, following me. I reached the lookout tower and slammed the door behind me, locking it. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the key to turn the lock. I stayed up all night, terrified to sleep. Every small noise made me jump. The air outside was suffocating, like the fog itself was pressing against the walls. At first light, I ventured out, but there was no sign of anyone or anything. My camp had vanished, my gear was gone, my tent, my backpack, everything was gone as if it had never been there. The only thing left was my flashlight. It was sitting in the exact center of the ground where my tent had been, shining brightly.